welcome, Shirley Jones, to Champagne and Conversations. How are you?
Am fine. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you so much. We are so excited to have you here. Ladies and gentlemen, Shirley Jones of the legendary group, the Jones Girls, is here with us today. And as we were coming in, we were celebrating Shirley Jones' new single, which is so cool. And it's called Soul Stepping.
The
So
remix, yes.
the remix, yes, I love it. And have you guys put a dance to it yet? It sounds like we got a new kind of step that's going
We're
on.
getting ready to create one for the video because
Okay.
it's not released. I mean, everybody can download it and stream it,
Uh,
but it'll be on radio here in the States in the next 3 weeks. But it's already, I think it just came in, new entry number 7 in the UK's top 30. And it's a number 1 already, and it's only been out 2 weeks over there on a lot of the charts. Everybody's loving it because it's just a feel good stepping song
mhm.
that everybody can kind of dance to now that things are back open and love on each other. So I'm excited
Absolutely.
about this one.
Congratulations and cheers to you. We definitely got to give you a
Well,
toast for that
thank
and
you.
everything, but
Cheers
cheers
to
to you.
you, and thanks
Mm.
for the champagne as well.
Absolutely. You have to have that when we sit and celebrate Happy Black Music Month. And you have definitely contributed to the culture, to the Black history, the music that we all love and have enjoyed with the Jones Girls. And we're just here to celebrate you. And thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I've been having just as much fun, if not more fun, with our records and listening to it, and just the culture of Black music.
Yes, yes, you have been all over social media. We watch you in the parties, and I think that is just so dope because, of course, at some point you think, oh my gosh, if I could ever meet, if I could ever talk to, and then this pandemic hit, and unfortunately and fortunately, we were all put to this place of what are we going to do? And we just kind of took to whatever was we could to get some comfort, to get some healing. And this has just been an amazing journey to connect with, with so many.
And to be here and to have made it through
Yes,
the pandemic, because so many friends, so many of my entertainer friends, so many of my relatives did not make it because of COVID. So it's a blessing. And it's all the more reason to, when I'm out there, I tell my audiences all the time, with everything that we've all gone through for the past 2 years, it gives us all the more reason to love on each other now. We don't have time for no hate, and it's time to just love on each other and embrace the oneness that we all share as human beings.
absolutely. So, I would like to ask your inspiration for your new single, Soul Stepping. So, if you could share with us, what was your motivation, your encouragement to produce that song?
Well, I actually wrote that with a young guy out of Houston,
Okay.
and he gave me a track, and I loved the beat, and I was just sitting at home, kind of tired of sitting at home. And I think it was about a year and a half into the pandemic when it seemed like things were opening up for a minute, and then we'd shut back down again,
Right.
and then it finally opened up for about, I think, a 2 month period. And that's when I said, I was just humming to the thing, and then I said, things are back open. And then I just kind of took it from there, time to go outside. So I just kind of took it from there and started thinking about, wow, how that this is a great song for once things really do finally open up. So that was the
Absolutely.
inspiration.
Soul stepping. It's all in your soul, definitely. It's
Yeah.
make you feel good, pick you up. I would love to see a dance to it, just like Electric Slide. I would love to
Yes.
see
We're going to be creating
get you some
it.
choreography going. That's
Yes.
definitely a fun song to and then again, congratulations for its success in the UK just as it was released. And obviously once it comes here and really starts moving, I'm certain that it'll be well received as well here. So congratulations again on that.
Thank you.
Now, I must ask, the other day when I was putting together the notes, I had to stop and just think like, what does it feel like at this point in your life to when we all, and I mean all the age groups, celebrate your music? Do you get like this, what is it that you think about? And then even like when people are sampling your songs for their new music, how does that feel to you at this time?
It's I love it. It's an honor to know that someone loved our music so much that they want to sample a part of it and put it into theirs.
Yes.
Um, the biggest hit or honor that I had was when Escape redid "Who Can I Run To,"
Yes.
and I've had the opportunity to talk to a couple of the girls and have met. I think three of the four. I've never met Candy, but I've
Okay.
met the other three.
Sure.
And for them to say, "Well, we hope we did your song. We did. We hope we gave you your flowers, on that song." And
Sure.
I told them, I said they absolutely did, because in when we put it out, what was that? It was on the B side of "You're Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else." So that was 1979. And when they redid it in 1995, it brought back a lot of attention to us, because that was during the time when the DJs would say, "Oh yeah, this is Escape song, but if you're old school, then you know that they did not do it originally." And they say, "We're getting ready to play the original." So they would play their song and then play our song. So consequently, a lot of people, it brought us new fans, again, because people
Absolutely.
were, "Oh, we didn't know," because so many, and still a lot of people even today still
Right.
don't know. Yeah, they think that Escape did it, but most old school people know that we did it first.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of this history that we're celebrating, and the time that we took to slow down. We had opportunity to kind of dive into the crates and learn
Yes,
and
because
get the origin of music.
I've done so many Zooms during the pandemic.
Yeah,
That was our way of connecting, and D Nice
absolutely.
and DJ Cassidy, and
Yeah,
I mean, is that especially D Nice and DJ Cassidy for playing our music. Fat Joe, I think "Nights Over Egypt" is his
oh, he
theme
loves
song.
that song.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, and Dion Cole, that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then Anderson .Paak said that "Nights Over Egypt" is one of his favorite songs.
Yes.
It's such an honor. Sometimes I just wish my sisters were here to hear
Oh,
all these people, and like Mary J. Blige, when I was did Essence with her a few years back. She had a breakfast for all of us ladies the day after. And
uh-huh.
when she found out that I was there, she ran up to me and hugged me and said,
I
"Girl, do you
know.
know you and your sisters are such a part of my being married?" She said, "Because you're on my iPod. I work out to Nights Over Egypt every day." And I looked at her body and I said, "Girl," I said, "well, maybe I better start working out to Nights Over Egypt."
I
Yeah,
know. That's
and
I
my
agree with Mary on that one.
yeah.
Just chill, sitting here talking to you. It's so
Yeah.
amazing to be able to
Yes.
celebrate you and just to know that the music just has such an impact. That's why I said I had to ask you, like, what does that feel like? Is it like breathtaking? Is it like, one of those moments where you like,
It's
who knew?
humbling. It's
Hmm.
humbling, and it's such an honor, because back in our day, my sisters and I, that was one of the things that we prided ourselves in more than anything, was practicing and working on our harmonies to make sure that we were absolutely flawless,
Yeah,
when we were performing and when we were recording. we
yeah.
wanted we wanted our harmonies to be something that people would say, "Can't nobody harmonize like those girls." And that took a lot of
The
laughter, a
Joneses.
lot of us just hanging out and vocalizing together, the three of us.
Yes. What was your favorite song? Do you have
My,
one? I
my
always
fa-
say this.
yeah, my absolute favorite is "Who Can I Run To." I love performing it. I love the lyrics on that song. I just wish I had wrote it, but I didn't. That song was written by Charlie Boy Simmons, uh, Frank Austin, who's deceased, and Richard Roebuck. And that is my favorite song. I love it.
Yes, that is one of my favorites. But I will say that having this opportunity to talk to you, I always go through the entire catalog as best I can so that I can be versed on so many things. And I actually like Sitting on Top of the World.
Ah,
I
yeah,
actually really like that one, and I thought that Close My Eyes was beautiful.
yes,
Again,
yes,
nothing, some songs that I never heard, or at least my parents probably were playing them as, growing up. But when
yeah.
I listened to, I was in here like, oh, I gotta play that again. Oh my gosh,
Oh,
Close My
yeah.
Eyes.
And
It's
that's Brenda leading that entire song. I'm doing the step out in the background, the high stuff, but that's Brenda. She's leading that song. And man,
beautiful.
when we would perform that song in our show, no matter whether, because we opened for the Jacksons, and of course we were on tour with Teddy Pendergrass and the OJs and Peebo and the Gap Band. When we would do that song every night, it would, no matter how big the arena was or the how small of a nightclub, it always garnered us a standing ovation. She sang that song so beautifully.
It's so beautiful. Yes. Rest in peace, Brenda. Rest in
Yes,
peace, Brenda and
and
Valerie.
Valerie.
Yes,
Yeah.
and just celebrating them, and and you guys, again, your catalog is amazing, your music, the grace in your voices, the power of the song. It's just something that just resonates, and especially at these times as you were speaking of, it just helps. It just gives you like fuel, gives you something to just hold on to, and
Yeah.
just kind of relax into. So you guys did a great job with your concentration on making it flawless. Like you said, I like that word, flawless.
Thank you.
Your musical influences growing up, collectively or just individually, who would they be?
Oh, my mother. She's the Mary
Okay.
Fraser Jones. She was the first Black gospel singer that RCA Records signed. And she knew voices. She was also choir director at our church, Russell Street Baptist. And once she found out that she had daughters that could sing. I was the first one. So I used to sing with her. She taught me a song, and because I'm the oldest one, and she taught me a song, and it would be she and I for a while. And then she starts hearing Brenda sing. And then it was Brenda and my mom and myself. And then about a year or two after that, Valerie came. And so, I mean, when I was talking earlier about how my sisters and I practiced so much, my godmother, who happened to live right across the street, was a pianist and organist for my mom.
Okay.
I mean, at least 3 times a week for 4 or 5 hours. Everybody else could stay out till the street lights came on. Once she would come home from work, she would be like, "Girls, it's time to come in here and rehearse. It's
Joe
time to."
Jackson.
Yeah, yeah, and we'd be like, "Oh, mom, the street light, everybody else is still out here. Get in here, and let's get to work."
Uh-huh.
And we would, and it got to the point where it was just a habit. We something that we finally enjoyed doing. And then the other kids who could still be outside, they gather around our front window and just like to listen to us practice and rehearse.
That's right.
So yeah.
Yes, that's the hard work, and as you said before, you all's dedication to it created what you have now. As you were talking when we were kind of getting ready to come on, the legacy of where we are today with you guys and your music, it just lives on. And I know that you still feel it, as you said, when you're out performing. So let's talk about it now, taking away from when you were rehearsing as a young person, and now, how is the performance? Because you have some of your family performing with you now, your backup.
Well, no, my son and Valerie's son, they redid 6 of our songs, hip hop
Okay,
style.
okay,
At Jones Connection,
okay.
spelled phonetically. So they're part of my show. But I have three absolutely, I call them my nieces because they're younger women, and
Uh-huh.
I've trained them, and they are bad. They give me what I need to be out front and recreate for people the sound of the Jones Girls.
Yes, I heard some of your live performances. So, we got to get a story. You're on your tour. When you guys were out performing, I would love to get one with you and your sisters. And then if it was when you guys were singing as a group or singing backup, we got to get a good story on the tour.
Well, one of the best stories was uh, we started with Diana Ross. So
Yeah.
all kudos to her for recognizing our talents and
Okay. Yes.
be when we had heard that Diana Ross was auditioning for singers. I had moved from Detroit to LA, but Brenda and Valerie Brenda was still in college, Valerie was still in high school, and my mom had said they could not move out there until they had graduated, till Valerie had graduated from high school. So once a month or every 6 weeks or so, Holland Dozier Holland and McKinley would bring us out to California to do background for Dionne Warwick, Cher. We were very popular background singers by this time.
Yes.
And McKinley came to us and said, Diana Ross is looking for some singers. And we said, oh, okay. He said, well, because Diana Ross, that's our idol. The Supremes, oh my God, when we were little girls, we would sit in front of that TV and then beg my mom, who was also a seamstress, to make us outfits like the Supremes. So when he said, would you guys think you want to audition? We're like, yeah, we would love to audition for Diana. Yeah, to go out with her. So when we were going up there, he said, well, we're going to be auditioning for her music director, a guy named Gil Askey, and her road manager. So we drove up Laurel Canyon with him, and we had rehearsed Ain't No Mountain High Enough and Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand. So McKinley got behind the piano, and Gil and Don Peake, they were nodding their heads and looked. And then all of a sudden, out of a back room down this long hall comes Miss Ross herself. Brenda had to run to the bathroom. She said she threw up. Valerie and I stopped singing and just stared at her. And because we did not know she was listening to us, and the words out of her mouth was, you guys are terrific. Can you get passports? We're going to Europe. And we're like, oh my God, we could not believe that. First of all, Diana Ross was asking us to go to Europe with her, and she just said we were terrific. You couldn't tell us nothing in none of those moments.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So we got to cheers to you on that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And so your mom was open to it, of course.
She absolutely.
She's like,
Absolutely.
let's pack the bags. Now, did she go with you?
No, she did not go. She
Okay.
didn't go with us on our first time
Okay.
out with her to Europe. No, she came over later when we were performing over there.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. That's so, so, so nice. Now, that was, I guess, your first encounter with traveling and such. So how was it when you all were on the road and touring?
When we were on the road, it was great. As our first tour was with the OJs, and Kenny, back in the day, you had buses because you flew like if you were going from one coast to the other.
Sure.
But basically, like now, a lot of people still have the big tour bus. So we had our tour bus and the OJs, and our buses would follow each other. And oh my God, rehearsing, the three of us rehearsing with Charlie Atkins, who was the choreographer and the guy that put the OJ shows together. And my favorite thing with being on tour with the OJs was after they knew that we were just so new, but we still wanted to learn the business. And Brenda and I especially, we wanted to learn to just make audiences. We used to question Diana about that. How do you make people feel like they're right, like you're singing right to them? So, and they would tell us, and then the OJs, Eddie and Walter, after we would do our show, because we opened for them, they would have their guys set 3 chairs out right on the stage so that we could watch them and study them. And I mean, we go change our clothes and sit there and just study, watch, study them. And those are some fond memories of when we were out on tour, pretty much with everybody from Peebo. We learned a lot from the people that took us out on the road.
Yeah, that's so, so nice. And obviously it was, I guess a family at that point that you guys were building as you moved around. So that just made it nice too for everyone
Yes,
be of synergy and be connected. And of course, all of you all were singing the same kind of music, so that made it
yes,
amazing. Yes.
yes, it did.
Um, and I mean, and you all were still very young, so that's, already one of those things where you got to be careful and you want people around that's going to keep you safe.
Well, yeah, and Kenny Gamble, who was the Gamble and Huff, the head of
Absolutely.
PIR. Oh, he said a security guard was always on our bus with us, and because we were so new to the game, and he wanted to make sure we were protected and we wouldn't have any or keep the negative
Yeah.
experiences, men hitting on you and all that, try to keep all that stuff to a minimum.
Yes. Um, and now, if there was something called competition, because I don't know what you guys called it, maybe you can help me out with the term. As you all were moving through other female groups, sisters or otherwise, that you all were kind of in the same era. Again, I won't use it as competition. You can tell me what you guys called it, but who were those groups or sisters?
The ones that we absolutely love and admire, of course, they're my idols now, and friends, the emotions, those girls,
Okay.
because I mean, they came out a little before us,
Okay.
and because we actually did one of their songs in our show when we were sneaking into clubs, because Valerie, well, we were all too young. We would have to come through the back door, and we couldn't go near the bar, and we do our show at Mr. Henry's in Detroit or Minjo's in Detroit, and then have to go right out and go home. Uh, but the emotions, they even now those girls, they are bad.
Yeah.
They I love them.
Okay. And is
And then
that what they
sisters,
called it?
yeah, well they
Competition?
no, we didn't really call it
Okay.
competition. Just this people, how people try to say, do y'all like you? And I'm like, yes, we love each other. We would see
Yeah.
each other sometimes at the airport, or sometimes, with crossing cities or buses, we would see, and we were always just at parties. It was always, and then I was really good friends with Joni Sledge, Sister Sledge, and Kathy and I are,
Yes.
are, are good friends now.
Yes.
I've worked with Kathy overseas, so it's not competition to me. I just believe that everybody has a lane, and we even now when it's if I'm headlining a show, or if I'm the first one up, it doesn't really matter to me, because I know I'm getting ready to do my thing. So what matters to me is that I can get up there and be blessed with the opportunity to do my thing, which is
Good thing.
singing those Jones Girls songs and making people remember that the Jones Girls, our music, the music that we made, the thing we always wanted people to do was just feel good, smile. Ladies in particular feel enlightened and uplifted through the music that we created.
Yes. And again, rest in peace to your sisters, Brenda and Valerie. Did you all talk about, having that goal, having that dream? Because we hear so many say nowadays, concentrate on your dreams, stay true to your dreams, focus on your dreams. Being a dream, I would assume for you guys, did they ever speak of how they felt as you guys began to move through and accomplish these things and get the feedback when you all were listening to what women and, I guess everyone, not just women, but everyone was saying to you all?
Yeah, we took it in stride. We were in amazement at the response that our music, and especially our performances,
Yeah.
did to people. The first show, we were like, oh my God, when we got off stage from that first OJ show, and we were just hugging each other and crying and jumping up and down because the audience gave us a standing ovation, when we left the stage. And it was like, oh my God, we to have that fulfillment, you have it come full circle, and you've worked hard, you have practice, and then you get out there and you get that opportunity, and then the audience's response is just nothing but adulation and so much love and
Yeah.
joy, and everybody smiling and standing up and clapping. Then we would say, job well done. And we would actually go backstage, the three of us. And of course, we prayed before we went on the stage. But once we got off stage, just the three of us, we would make everybody leave out of our dressing room, and the three of us would hold hands and we would pray again and always thank God for the opportunity that he had just given us.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you all have an opportunity to perform at your dream location?
Oh God, yes.
Okay, where was
The
that?
the dream location was, oh, what's the name of the? We were opening for the Jacksons on the
Yay.
in the West Coast. There, it was that big arena, the basketball arena. Well, it's to change the name now, and I forgot what
Staples
it was.
Center?
No, that was in LA. We did
Oh,
do that
Forum.
with the
Oh,
Jacksons too, the Staples
uh,
Singer, but the one in Oakland we did first.
oh, okay, in Oakland.
Hmm.
Recently? No, no, no,
No.
no.
This was back in when the Jacksons,
Um,
this had to be 1983, 84.
hmm.
And we did a 6 city West Coast tour with the Jacksons. And
Okay.
then the other place that we loved doing was the Caesar's Palace in
Wow.
Las Vegas.
Okay.
Yes, that was
Okay.
the other one. So
Yes.
we've had our opportunity, and our dream country came true very early on in our career, because people got to know us over in London and Europe, as Diana Ross's background singers.
Uh-huh.
But then when we went over there on our own, singing in some of the same places where she was, that was a dream come true for us as well.
Nice. Yes. I just wanted to find out if, in fact, everyone had an opportunity to share in what you all had dreamed up as young people, and wanting to really get out there and experience all of that. So that's amazing that you can say that you did um, tour and you did all the things that you all dreamed up. That's an inspiration,
Oh
especially
yes,
in this time where everyone
yes.
is pivoting and trying to figure it out again. And some people are
Or
calibrating.
try to be like everybody. A lot of well, I'm not gonna say everybody, because there are some unique artists, but a lot of the young girls, to me now, instead of finding their own lane, they'd rather do and emulate and try to be just like the hottest person that's out there.
Hmm.
So that's oops.
Someone called
Okay,
you.
I'm there. That's I should have put my phone on do not
That's
disturb. I
okay.
forgot. But yeah, and that's the thing. Um like uniqueness. I don't see too much of that, because that was one of the things that back in the day everybody wanted we didn't want to be like each other. We want
Right.
all the different groups. Everybody wanted their own sound. We're like, we love the emotions, but we didn't want to sound
Right.
like the emotions. We love Sister Sledge, but we didn't want to sound like them. We wanted the Jones Girls sound, and that's
Right.
what we worked on. And and nowadays it seems like people deliberately try to sound just like whoever the hottest female is, out there. Like, I love her, but it's so many of them other young girls they're doing well, but they all sound just like her.
Right.
So
Like her.
Yeah. Yes.
I agree. That definitely is something, and it's funny because I like I don't want to say Money Long. I like the song that she just made, and she did a beautiful performance at the BET Awards. And then I think actually Melba Moore posted that Lena Horne had done that same performance. I mean, I would have never known, but she pulled it up, and it was the one with the I guess it was like the umbrellas or feathers or what have you that were at her like skirt side, and then they
Uh-huh.
started to move around. But yeah, she just did that performance, and I was like, oh, like
Wow.
okay, yeah. It was beautiful though both ways. Obviously the I guess she would say she was paying homage to the late
Lena Horne.
Horn, uh-huh. But it was beautiful. But yeah, that's kind of that thing. But so many have done that, obviously
Yeah.
over the course of years. But yeah, having that authenticity or originality is important. And I guess with this industry now, they want to get it as quick as they can. So
Oh yeah.
I guess you feel like emulating someone makes it happen faster than having to, kind of have your own identity.
But that's where you lose the creativity though.
Yeah.
By trying to emulate or sample or be just like somebody else. You lose your own uniqueness and your creativity.
Yes.
It's stifled.
And you guys are listening to the legendary, the iconic Shirley Jones of Jones Girls. She's giving you all some gems to prepare for your next steps in life, your careers, and have some authenticity, get some originality, and check out their songs because if you don't know the catalog, you certainly should try and listen to it because it's beautiful.
Oh yeah. Thank
It's
you.
beautiful. So now moving into your solo career, because you've done an amazing job at that as well. Um, and I want to talk about how that felt transitioning from being used to performing with your sisters and then having to perform on your own. Was that an easy transition, or how did that feel for you?
It was easy because we ended in 1984.
Hmm.
Um, it was so much going on internally with the group, and we decided that we really needed to take a break from each other. Brenda decided to get married and move to Atlanta. We were all still living in California. Valerie went back to Detroit with my mom, and they were having some issues, with alcoholism and what have you during that period of time. And I was still trying to sing. I did some background work for George Duke, along with Howard Hewitt and different people, Saida Garrett, Lynn Davis. I was doing background. I stayed in California. And then one night, singing, trying to sing in clubs. And one night, Kenny Gamble called me and asked me, he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, I'm just, I said, trying to figure it out, Kenny, because I still want to sing. I'm doing background work and whatever to just keep the lights on." And he said, "Well, have you thought about, would you like to do a solo project?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I would love it." So, he said, "Well, hey, let's do it." And my attorney got on with their attorney, and within 3 months after that conversation, I was back in Philadelphia, recording my first solo project, "Always in the Mood," and which gave me my first number one record, "Do You Get Enough Love?" So that was exciting to do that. So it was a easy transition. Now my first performance without my sister, I remember I was opening for Maze. I was on a 7-month tour with Maze,
Uh-huh.
and I was in the hotel room. I purposely had hired two guys and a girl because for background singing, because I wanted to take it away from the Jones girls.
Uh-huh.
Um, and I was in my hotel room just so nervous and just, wondering if the audience was going to accept me, without Brenda and Valerie being there.
Right.
And I was praying and hoping, and all of a sudden, the hotel down the concierge called up and said, you've got a floral arrangement down here that someone just delivered for you. And can we bring it up? And I said, oh, absolutely, bring it up. And it was from Diana Ross. And she said,
Oh, how
and you,
sweet.
and she said, you got this.
Yay.
You got this.
Yes.
So that made me feel so good. I went out there and killed it too that night.
Song
Yeah.
is
Eh,
beautiful. Yeah,
yes.
that song is beautiful. So
That's another one of
congratulations.
my favorites. So yes.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
It is, it definitely is. And what a boost, a motivation to get something from another legendary, iconic being, Diana Ross, Miss Ross, to be able to say go and make it happen. I mean, yeah, you're right. I would have been like soaring. I would have been like
Yes.
flying at
Yes.
that point. Like, no one else matters to me this night. I'm just going to do what I need to do. So yes, great feelings, I would say. And now you have moved and well, this was in 80, you say this was in 85 that you started on your
80,
own.
my Do You Get Enough Love was number one in 86.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And so from that time, your tenure, oh my gosh, you still have had quite a career from that point to now, and you're
Yes.
still releasing amazing music and performing. That is just such an honor. Again, to be able to celebrate youth and great health and great spirit and energy, to be able to get out there and, like you said, do the performances with your sisters in mind and in spirit, and then still, deliver all of that energy through you, one vessel.
Yes. Yes. So
Yes.
I've been blessed, and the energy. I have three grandkids. Two are 4 years old, and one is 18 months. So
Yeah. Oh,
they keep me that with that energy, because I mean they are busy, and sometimes I get all three of them. I just tell the parents, just bring them on, and the chasing them and playing with them keeps me young.
oh, this is so beautiful. What's on the bucket list for you? What is it? Who would you like to work with moving forward? Where would you like to perform um, in the next 12 months or so?
The next 12 months, I am, let's see, next month on the 16th of July, I'm in Atlantic City. We're working with another female group that my sisters and I admired when we were growing up, and that's Honeycomb. You know,
Okay.
we grew up knowing them, so I get a chance to work with them on an outdoor show in Atlantic City and Ladies of Sky. And then on the 19th, I'm in the Bahamas with Harold Melvin's Blue Notes and Maze and Charlie Wilson and Layla
Oh,
Hathaway.
fun.
Yeah, for the Kappas, their Grand Boulé.
Oh my
Uh,
gosh, that's
and
gonna
that's
be so dope.
oh yeah, that's August 19th. And then September, I'm back in the UK with my dear friend who I work a lot with, who I love dearly, and that's Jean Carn. So
Okay.
we're in the UK together in September. And I just had a top 30 record with Lenny Williams, Can't Nobody.
Congratulations.
Yes, that record. And so they're putting tour for he and I together starting in October. And then next January, I will be on the Capital City Jazz
That is
Cruise. Yeah, with Kim and uh, Eric Benet and all those guys. So it's a lot of us on that Capital City Jazz Cruise. So I'm pretty busy. And
pretty booked and busy. Yes. Please
yes,
share your social media so that we can follow your itinerary.
yes, Facebook and Instagram, I'm Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls. And then my website is Shirley Jones Girl with no S.com. And Twitter is Jones Girl Shirley and drop the Y. So hit me up, follow me, and because I love posting. I love uh, talking to my fans. I always post my upcoming shows in case it's in someone's area, so we can get out there and come to one of my shows and we can just love on each other now that we
And
have the
soul
opportunity
step.
again. Yes.
Now then you'll have the dance so you can show us
We're
how to
gonna have
do
that.
it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have that dance because we're gonna shoot that video. within the
Yes.
next couple of weeks. Yes.
Yeah, on that jazz to cruise, you're gonna have to have the boat rocking with that thing.
Rocking with that soul stepping. Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been quite an evening spending it with the iconic, the beautiful Shirley Jones of the Jones Girls. We thank you so, so much for sharing your conversation with us tonight. We wish you much love, much success, and continuing with good health and spirit. And we thank you. It's been such an honor to be able to sit and talk to you.
Well, thank you. And to everyone out there that's listening or going to listen, check me out, my new single, Soul Steppin', the remix. And just remember, it's all about love now. We don't have time for any of this. We have to love on each other. And I ask you now, do you get enough, get enough, get enough, get enough love? Pass that on. Thank you
Yes,
so much.
thank you. Cheers to you. Thank
Cheers to
you. Yes,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yes,
Take
hang on.
care
That's
now.
just enough. Just 1 second. We'll take you out. Thank
All
you.
righty.